This routine traffic stop is about to become a life-changing encounter. What begins as a simple request for a driver's license quickly turns into a DUI investigation, roadside sobriety testing, and an arrest that leaves the driver pleading for another chance. Watch closely as officers evaluate subtle signs of impairment, administer standardized field sobriety tests, and make a decision that could impact this woman's career, family, and future. The biggest question is whether the evidence gathered during this stop justifies the arrest that follows. Stay with us, because several critical moments in this encounter may completely change how you view what happens next.
All right. You got your license, registration, insurance on you? Ma'am, you have your driver's license on you.
I can't find it.
You can't find your driver's license or your registration card?
My license. I'm sorry, I have a mess.
It's all right. You the registered owner of the vehicle, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
You the registered owner of the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, a couple things, right? Based on your operation of the vehicle and my observations here, I am getting a little whiff of something, right? I just want to make sure that you're able to drive the vehicle.
What?
Yeah.
I'm really good.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you're able to drive the vehicle, okay?
Yeah.
Right? What's your highest level of education?
Bachelor's?
Bachelor's. You familiar with the English alphabet?
Yes.
All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to recite the English alphabet from A to Z without singing it, okay?
Okay.
You may begin.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M.
At this point, the officer is gathering more than just conversation. These questions and exercises are often used as divided attention tasks, designed to see how well a driver can process information while following instructions. Notice that the driver completes the alphabet correctly, which is generally a positive sign. However, officers don't focus on a single answer in isolation. They're building a total picture that includes driving behavior, speech patterns, memory, coordination, and observations made during the stop. One strong performance doesn't automatically end an investigation. What do you think so far? If you were the officer, would this response reduce your suspicion, or would you still want additional testing?
N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Okay, so the next one, right? You familiar with numbers?
Yes.
All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to start at number 77 and count backwards until you reach 54. So start at 77, count backwards, and end at 54. Okay, you may begin.
77, 76, 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, 70, 69, 68, 67, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 50, 50, no, 49, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, that's it.
Okay. Just hang tight when you're okay, right here. P493.
This is a significant turning point. The officer has now decided that the initial observations are serious enough to request another unit for standardized field sobriety testing. That doesn't mean guilt has been established, but it does indicate the investigation is moving beyond a routine traffic stop. Notice the counting exercise contained several mistakes, corrections, and moments of confusion. Investigators often look at whether a driver can follow instructions consistently under relatively simple conditions. The officer is also relying on observations from the vehicle operation itself, which can carry substantial weight. The question now becomes whether the upcoming tests will confirm those suspicions or reveal an innocent explanation for the behavior we've seen.
Can I get an additional unit here for testing?
Perfect.
I was going to handle it that way.
You could do HGN, correct? Alright, so operation-wise, she crossed the double yellow several times, maintained the other lane for multiple seconds.
Okay.
Upon stopping, she said she's left her house, coming to a friend's house. Fumbling words, especially with her hands as well. Had a hard time remembering things when I asked her for a registration card. She kept looking for it, and then I was like, don't worry about that, just give me your ID. She was like, I can't find it. And I said, you can't find what? She was like, my registration card. I said, well, I just asked you for your ID, don't worry about your registration card. She was like, okay. ABC, she did good on numbers. She went to 60, to 50, to 49, and then she went back. But based upon operation and there.
Here's something many viewers miss when watching body cam footage. Officers are constantly documenting their observations in real time. By explaining his reasoning to the assisting officer, he's creating a record of what led him to continue the DUI investigation. The driving pattern, lane violations, confusion over documents, memory issues, and the reported odor are all pieces of a larger puzzle. Whether each observation is strong or weak individually, investigators often evaluate them collectively. This is also an important accountability moment because the officer is clearly stating the factors influencing his decision. Based on what you've heard so far, do you believe there's enough evidence to continue, or would you need to see more?
I'm getting like a faint odor of something.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. And I forgot also eyes.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. If you can, just put the key in park.
Can we please
Turn the car.
do this?
Turn the car off. Right.
Are you kidding me?
If you
Please.
can, just step out the car. We're just gonna run you through a couple more tests.
Okay. Like, can we not do this though? This is crazy.
Okay. You can come right over here.
Thank you.
You stand right here.
This is Sunday. I'm sorry.
That's okay. My name is Officer Lawrence.
I was also federal, by the way.
Okay. I'm also the one with the Princeton Police Department. Okay. Before we begin
You
this,
smell really good.
place you in trap position. With your feet together and your hands down to your side. All right. I want you to follow the tip of my pen with your eyes only, and not move your head. You understand my instructions?
I do.
Okay. Just your eyes and your eyes only. Do not move your head, okay? Okay, one more, all right?
The eye test we just witnessed is commonly known as the horizontal gaze nystagmus test, or HGN. It's one of the standardized field sobriety tests used throughout the United States. Officers are looking for involuntary eye movements that may be associated with impairment. While viewers often focus on walking or balancing exercises, many trained officers consider this eye test one of the more important indicators during a DUI investigation. However, it's also worth remembering that roadside tests are only one component of the overall case. Investigators still consider driving behavior, physical observations, statements, and any later chemical testing. At this stage, the investigation appears to be building momentum, but the outcome is not yet guaranteed.
I got all shoes. I got the bread book too.
Do you want to do the test here, or should we do it over here because of all these?
We can do it over here, change the car up because the gravel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We can do it here. Did you tell me you started testing?
8493 mark sign testing one. Back it up right there.
You got everything on this. We'll do it here because look, see this line right here?
Yeah.
This yellow line, we'll do it right there.
Okay. All right, man, you can follow me over here. Just watch your step with all this loose gravel. All right, we're going to do it over here. We're going to do the 2 other tests over here, just because I don't want you to trip on this gravel or anything like that and get hurt, okay? All right, so if you can, just stand right here for me. Just stand right here for me. All right, so 2 more tests, right?
Yes.
Before we begin, do you have any... More than likely, all right, I'll take that into account. Are you comfortable with your shoes? Your shoes?
I'm comfortable with my shoes.
Comfortable with your shoes? All right. All right, so the first test, right, it's going to be the walk and turn test. Second test is going to be 1 leg stand. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the test to you. I'm going to demonstrate the test, and then I'm going to administer to it. All right, don't start the test until you're told to begin. All right, so if you can, just stand on that yellow line for me. All right, what I want you to do is put your right foot in front of your left, heel touching toe. When I tell you to begin, you're going to take a series of 9 steps forward, arms down at your side, eyes looking down, right? Just put your arms down, right? So when I tell you to begin, you're going to take 9 steps. 1, 2, 3. On each step, make sure that your heel's touching your toe. Can you get in the starting position for me, please?
I'm sorry?
Can you get in the starting position? Right? You remain in that position until I tell you to begin the test. So let's begin again. This is the starting position. When I tell you to begin, you're going to take a series of 9 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. I did 3. You're going to do 9. On each step, make sure your heel's touching your toes, your arms down at your sides, and you're looking down at your feet. On each step, count out loud. Once again, I did 3. You're going to do 9. When you get to that 9th step, I didn't finish explaining.
I'm going to turn.
You want me to finish explaining?
No.
Right? On that 9th step, I did 3, you're going to do 9. On that 9th step, take a series of small steps around your lead foot and take 9 heel-to-toe steps back.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Oh. Whoa, hold up. Right? Don't start until you're instructed to do so.
Go ahead.
All right, get in the starting position for me. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, you may begin.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One detail worth noting is the officer's effort to move the testing area away from loose gravel and onto a clearly visible line. Standardized field sobriety tests are intended to be conducted under reasonably fair conditions, and uneven surfaces can become a point of dispute later in court. Throughout the walk and turn exercise, the officer repeatedly explained and demonstrated the instructions before allowing the test to begin. These procedures matter because prosecutors, defense attorneys, and juries often scrutinize whether instructions were clear and whether the driver had a reasonable opportunity to perform the task correctly. As the one-leg stand begins, the stakes are increasing dramatically because every clue observed here may influence the officer's final decision.
Okay. Just take a step for me forward. All right, so it's the second test, right? It's going to be the one leg stand test. First, I'm going to get you in the starting position. So what I want you to do, stand feet together, arms down at your side, right? Remain in this position until I tell you to begin the test, right? When I tell you to begin the test, you're going to pick either foot of your choosing, approximately 6 inches off the ground, right? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, and you're going to keep counting 1001 and so on until I just tell you to stop. When you pick up your foot, make sure it's parallel to the ground, and also keep your eyes down at your feet and your arms down at your side.
How many?
You're going to keep going until I tell you to stop, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. You may begin. Don't forget, you got to count.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014, 1015.
Okay, you can relax. Stay by 1 sec. You said you got 6 out of 6, correct? Yeah. All right, do me a favor, man. Put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Place you under arrest.
Why?
It's for DUI, okay?
Wait.
Ma'am?
Wait. I don't want to resist. Can you just explain it?
Yeah, drive.
You didn't explain it to me.
You're under arrest.
You're under arrest for driving under the influence.
That's what he's arresting you for.
Can you not do that? No, wait. Can you?
He has to. It's already done, okay?
Are you kidding?
I'm serious.
Please don't do that.
That's what he has
No.
to do.
Wait. This affects my entire job. I have 3 kids.
He gave you a series of tests.
Okay, but don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know what you're doing to me.
Let's go to the...
Okay, but
Let's
don't
go,
do
ma'am.
that. I have 3 kids.
Let's go, ma'am.
I have 3 kids. I am. Are you kidding me? I have 3 kids. Don't do that to
Are you
me.
trying to mark the time on them?
Can you please not do that to
Oh,
me?
sorry.
Please don't do that to me. Please don't do that to me, please. Literally, I'm begging you. Please don't do that to me. I have 3 kids
Ma'am,
that I have to provide for.
Ma'am, do you have any pockets on you?
No, I
Do you have
pay.
any-
I
do you
literally
have
pay
anything
for
on
my
you?
rent, the food for my kids myself. I'm literally begging
Ma'am,
you. Don't do this to
I'm just
me.
gonna touch you with the back of my hand just here, make sure you ain't got anything on you. Right
Okay,
here.
that's fine, but please don't do that to me. Can you please don't? Wait. wait, please.
Ma'am,
Can you please not do that to me? I'm literally begging
Ma'am.
We're
you.
past that.
we're past that.
Are you kidding me? Please don't do that to me. I have 3 kids. I have to provide for them. Dude, I have to put food on the table for them. You can look me up. Fuck!
Alright, ma'am, I'm just gonna reach over you, okay? You can come step out. I'll walk around.
What started as a traffic stop ultimately ended with a DUI arrest, and the emotional impact becomes clear in the driver's reaction. From the officer's perspective, the decision appears to be based on a combination of driving behavior, roadside observations, divided attention exercises, the eye test, and the standardized field sobriety tests. From the driver's perspective, the arrest represents a potentially life-altering event involving employment, finances, and family responsibilities. It's important to remember that an arrest is an allegation, and the legal process that follows determines the final outcome. Cases like this highlight the balance between roadway safety, investigative procedures, and individual rights. Do you believe the officer had enough evidence to make the arrest based on what we saw in the footage? Let us know in the comments.